Okay, so now that we've stitched that edge, we're going to measure from this stitching here to the left of it, and we're going to measure and draw a line 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch. There we go. So that's 2 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch from that previous stitching. Now we fold the pocket like we did before and pin to hold. Now we're going to go back over to the sewing machine and stitch close to the edge, just in the same way we did there, but just make sure you keep all those pocket pieces back out of the way. I'm just going to stick a pin in here which holds everything out of the way, the big one and the little one. Now go and stitch. Okay, so grabbing our pocket, stitching close to the edge like before. Okay, so now that we've got our pocket to this point, we need to attach it to our bag. I'm going to attach mine to the allure, depending on which design that you're using. Depends on how far you're going to go from the top, but for this bag, it's going to be 5 centimeters or 2 inches from the top. Now before I attach it to the bag, I'm just going to bunch this center stuff up here into the middle, the big pocket. Stick a couple of clips, or you can use pins or whatever, just so that it stays out of our way. And then I'm going to find the center of my pocket, small pocket, just by folding in half and placing a pin in there. Now I'm going to lay that onto that line. I'm going to line up the top edge of my pocket with the line and pin in place. Now we're going to head over to the sewing machine, and we're going to stitch from here down to there and across to there. We're going to stop as close as we can to that section there. Make sure you're back tacking to keep your pocket nice and secure. I like to go backwards and forwards a few times at the top of the pocket because there's a lot of stress there. And then once you've stitched that, you flip that out of the way, and then we'll stitch the other side from here up to there. Same story. Back tack a few times. Okay, so let's go and do that. Okay, so now that I've got my pocket pinned to my bag, I'm going to stitch 3 mils 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I'm going to use my compensating foot to get a nice neat line. I'm using stitch length 3.1. I'm going to back tack here a couple of times, or 3 or 4 times even, just to make sure that that's nice and strong, because it gets a lot of stress at the top of your pocket. I'm stitched as close as I can to this pocket without actually stitching into it. Back tack a couple of times. Now I'm just going to flip this out of the way and start on the other side. Again, as close as I can to the pocket without actually stitching into it. Back tack a couple of times. Okay, so there we have our pocket attached. Now we'll go and finish the rest of our pocket. Okay, so now we're going to open that back up again. Now we're going to pin our pocket. We're going to put the line, that line there is going to go resting up against your pocket underneath. So you can just kind of feel that, where that goes, and just keep that top edge of your pocket straight. Stick a couple of pins in it to hold. It's a bit awkward here because of my head trying to stay out of the video. Just running my finger so I can feel that that's on the edge of the pocket underneath. Okay, so now we're going to go back over to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch our pocket into place. Okay, so here we are with our pocket and we're just going to stitch along this line to fasten it to our bag. Back tacking at both ends to secure the pocket. Okay, so now we've got to go back over and press our pocket flat. Okay, so now that we've stitched that, we're going to press this pocket flat. Like that. Let's get rid of this thread. Nice pressed pleats. Okay, so now I'll just pin that bottom of the pocket down. I'm not pinning it into my ironing board. Just pin this side. And then I'll go pin this side. this bottom. Now we're going to go over to the sewing machine and finish off our pocket by back tacking here, stitching down here, stitching across, right across the top of the pocket, down to this corner and back up to the top, and back stitch, back tack there to fasten your pocket. Okay, so now it's time to stitch our pocket onto our bag. Going to back tack at the top here. So now I'm going to measure and draw a line 1 inch up from the bottom of this little narrow pen pocket. This is just going to stop my pen from slipping too far down inside my pocket. So I'm just going to stitch across there. Just put my normal foot back in. And there we have our finished pockets. Woohoo!